all just like, what are we doing? But that was fun. A lot of my stories, I really feel like are from just kind of random, things that have happened in the gyms over the years, and how much we really didn't know what we were doing, and we just were trying to make it happen and trying to open these gyms all across the country. So that's the first one that came to mind.
I feel like there's so many.
Well, I have a
Go ahead, Kevin.
Go ahead, Stacey.
So I just was going to say, I feel like I think it's funny, just all the gym owners, I feel like we have so many just crazy random stories, just the behind the scenes things that we do that, even sometimes the parents definitely don't know. The coaches, I feel like even sometimes they don't always know. And it's just, I don't know, there's just so much more that goes into it. But anyway, go ahead, Kevin, share your story.
Well, mine was with Rain as well. When we first opened the gym back in 1990, we had dug pits. We had a large T-shaped pit that was 4 uneven bars, and we had boys at the time, rings and high bar to dismount into, and you could tumble into free foam pit. And then we had a second pit that was you could vault into and had an in-ground trampoline and an in-ground resi to tumble into. So that vaulting pit was about 7 feet deep, I think, open foam. We had just filled it with brand new foam, and we got our first flooding of the spring of 91, and it was so much rain, and it was just flowing in through the back door, literally, of our gym and into that pit. So we had 18 inches of water in the bottom of our vaulting pit, and we've been open for 8 months. So didn't know what to do, so we went into the gym and started taking all the foam out of there, and then the last literally 18 inches of foam were just literally slopping wet. Foam blocks that weighed 30 pounds apiece because they were full of water. So we literally wrung them all out, which was nasty. And then we set them up on a floor and we put a huge fan on them to dry. And then we came back the next day and our whole gym smelled like nasty, moldy, wet foam. And it was like that it's still like that. 35 years later, that's what our gym smells like. It's like that nasty, wet foam smell never went away. And it was like, and we had no money to buy extra foam. So we went from a really fluffy pit of 7 feet or 7.5 feet of foam down to about 5.5 feet of foam. And it was just a disaster waiting to happen. And so girls didn't want to vault into that pit anymore. We had to always put mats in it until a couple years later we could afford more foam to add to it. But that nasty, wet foam smell literally never went away. And here we are 35 years later. I feel like that's what my gym still smells like. So
the whole time you were telling that